Today's notes are 2.1b, day 1, finding the slope from a graph. So our essential question will be, how do I find the slope of a line? Using a graph. The slope of a straight line shows how steep the line is. The slope is the ratio of vertical change to horizontal change, also known as gradient, represented by the variable m. So when you see m, you're going to know it's talking about the slope. M is rise over run. That's going to be very important for you to remember. Rise over run. So on the top, in our fraction, if you see a fraction in the spot for m in an equation of a line, the top number will tell you the vertical distance. The bottom number is the run. That tells you the horizontal distance. So very important to remember that m is rise over run. These are the different types of slopes you're going to see. If we see a line that from left to right rises, so from left to right it's going uphill, we're going to call that a positive slope. If the line falls from left to right, so from left to right it's going downhill, we're going to call that a negative slope. A zero slope is a line that is horizontal. So it is not moving up or down from left to right. M is 0. And then the last type of slope we'll see is an undefined slope. This is going to be when the line is vertical. So when we think of rise over run, there will be a number for the rise, but it's not moving left or right at all. And you cannot have a fraction with 0 in the denominator, so we would say that the slope is undefined. You can't divide by 0, so we call that undefined, but it just means that this line is not moving left to right at all. It's only moving up or down. We'll talk about this a little bit more later, but you're going to remember this acronym, HOI. This is a horizontal line, has a 0 slope, and the line has an equation with y equals in the beginning. Whereas a vertical line, you're going to remember the acronym VUX, V-U-X. This would be a vertical line with an undefined slope and that equation would start with x equals. We will go more into that in level 3 when we're graphing horizontal and vertical lines. But just remember for now that a horizontal line has a 0 slope and a vertical line has an undefined slope. Okay, so the method we're going to be talking about today for finding slope on a graph is we are going to have a line that's already graphed for us, and we need to find the slope. We need to find the rise and the run. So we're going to start by choosing 2 points on a line. So we have this line graphed for us on the right, and my 2 points are going to be the endpoints of this particular line. First, we'll find the rise. So the vertical distance between, we'll say, point A and point B is 3 boxes. So we'll say the rise is 3. The horizontal distance between those 2 points is 5 boxes. So that's our run. The ratio is a fraction. We write it as a fraction, so our ratio is 3/5. So M is 3/5. So we're always thinking of moving to the right. We're always looking at this line from left to right. So when we talk about run, we always want to be going from left to right. Run will be positive most of the time. And rise, if it moves up, it's positive, and if it moves down, it's negative. Look at example 1. We're going to pick 2 points. I would say pick 2 points that are as close together as you can get where your points fall on a perfect corner of a box. So what I mean is I can see that this crosses in a perfect corner here. The next closest one would be there. So I'm going to pick those 2 points and count the rise over the run. So if I'm moving from left to right, I'm starting here. And to get to the next point, I would have to move down. Down 1. So I would call that -1 because I'm moving down. Then I would count 2 boxes to the right. Since I'm moving right, that's +2 for my run. So my ratio will be, if M equals rise over run, then M is -1/2. Look at number 2. I should be able to look at that and know exactly what the slope is just by looking at it. This is a horizontal line. It doesn't move left or right at all. This is a vertical line. Apologize. This is a vertical line that doesn't move left or right at all. So I know that M is undefined. There is no run. Number 3. Here's a line moving from left to right. I have a point here and a point here. So to move from the point on the left to the point on the right, I would have to move down 4 boxes. So I'm going to call that -4. Again, it's rise over run. So my rise is -4. To move from here to here, move 1 box to the right, which means it's +1. So my run is 1. So my rise over run is -4/1. We can simplify that to be -4. So my slope is -4. Number 4. Again, I'm going to find 2 points that'll go through the perfect corner of a square. And I can see 1 point here. And I don't see it go through the very perfect corner until it gets way up here. So if I start with the point on the left, which is this one, and I do my rise first because that's my top number, rise, I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. So that's going to be +8 for my rise. And then I have to go to the right 3. Again, that's +3 because I'm going to the right. So my run is 3. So my slope is 8/3.